Hello friends, welcome to the Block Thrasher Daily Morning Crypto Update, where we are shattering the complexities of crypto with news, commentary, analysis, and education. It is Saturday, March 20th, 7:40 a.m. I am in the beautiful, beautiful state of Wyoming, Laramie, Wyoming. Spent the day here yesterday. It is a really great little town of about 30,000 people, a college university town, and just had a blast. It's fun place to be. Cute little downtown with nice shops and places to just hang out, grab a drink, that sort of thing. Anyway, let's get on to the daily morning crypto update. Let's jump into the market and see what is going on with cryptocurrency prices currently. Total market cap is $1.839 trillion. So that it continues to rise. It's a good thing. Like to see that. Bitcoin dominance has not changed, 60.3%, ETH 11.6%, and gas prices are pretty stable as well at 145 Gwei for standard. Bitcoin is struggling to surpass the $60,000 mark. It continues to hover right around 58, 59, currently 59,796, up 1.12%. Ethereum is up 2.44% at $1,865.52. Binance flipped Cardano, according to CoinMarketCap, of course. I don't know what or why, but this seems to happen on CoinMarketCap and not on some of the others, such as CoinGecko. Somehow CoinMarketCap is calculating some of the cryptos differently in terms of their total market capitalization, and so we'll see a flipping on CoinMarketCap when we won't on others. But anyway, Binance Coin up 1.44% to $271.19. Cardano at number 4 is $1.26, down 1.57% in the last 24 hours. It is up 10.31% though for the week. And of course, we have big news with Cardano, as Cardano was finally listed on Coinbase, both Coinbase Pro and the iOS and the Android Coinbase apps. This is something that people have been talking about for a very, very long time. Of course, I think it was just yesterday I talked about it for a bit and said, how can it be? What is happening here? The number 3 cryptocurrency, Cardano, not listed on Coinbase. Well, that happened yesterday. And we did see a little bit of a price spike, as would be expected, but nothing that significant, which is interesting. I think that just illustrates that the people that wanted Cardano already had Cardano. Coinbase was just late to the game. Coinbase should have listed Cardano a long time ago, but people found ways. There were plenty of other options. Crypto.com, Voyager, many of the exchanges, Uphold even. So people just went and got Cardano those places. However, the fact that Cardano is now on Coinbase does open it up to 40 million Coinbase users around the globe. And so this should be a very good thing. And just another step for Cardano, another good step. All right, Polkadot is up 5.52% in the last 24 hours to $39.60. XRP is up 4.55% to 49 cents. Uniswap up 9.96%. Uniswap is the outlier, the winner, the top gainer in the top 10 cryptos today. $33.32. Uniswap continuing to do very, very well. Litecoin up 0.81% at $205.99, and Chainlink up 3.06% to $31.10. Chainlink doing well. A news item of the day is that chain analysis shows that both Bitcoin and Chainlink are being pulled off of the exchanges in significant numbers. Scrolling through the top 20, top 25, we see that Tron saw a boost of 23% last night, or over the last 24 hours, and is up 30.83% on the week. Interesting boost for Tron. Tron looking good. All right, moving on to the word of the day. The word of the day is vernal. Vernal, V-E-R-N-A-L. It's an adjective, which means of or relating to spring. All right, the season, not the flowing water spring. Vernal. If something is vernal, it relates to spring. V-E-R-N-A-L. All right, moving on to some of the news items of the day. I have two stories that I want to talk to you about, and then we're going to look at a coin highlight. This is a little known, pretty much unheard of coin. It hasn't even launched. There was a pre-sale, an initial coin offering on an exchange. It's going to be listed on Uniswap here in a few days. Has to do with NFTs. Very interesting. We're going to talk about that toward the end. But for now, an interesting report here from zcrypto.com. Crypto investment is a major priority for nearly half of stimulus recipients. Missing out on investing in the world's most valuable digital assets is a risk that a handful of Gen Zs and millennials residing in the United States, they're not willing to make. Even though the $1,400 stimulus bill for this year for citizens of the country to aid themselves through the global pandemic is considered insufficient by many, a decent number of younger recipients intend to throw their money into what are you doing with your stimulus check? Well, they're going to put it into cryptocurrency, apparently. A report by Harris Poll for Yahoo Finance discovered this after conducting its latest research. The research found that investment was a major priority for nearly half of the stimulus recipients. Cryptocurrencies have become a promising investment for 41% of the recipients, the recent bill that the United States Congress just passed in February, as they revealed that they aim to invest the relief bill into cryptocurrencies. Prior to this, the previous stimulus check also saw a number of recipients participate in crypto investments. However, it seems there is a hierarchy for participants. High-income earners, about 10% from households making more than $100,000 a year, invested in crypto. Well, that's not much of a surprise. I've always thought that this stimulus thing was a little misguided in the sense that why is everyone receiving money when they don't need it? I mean, as this research just showed, 10% of the people that invested in crypto were making over $100,000 per year. They don't need the stimulus. It seems like it would have made much more sense for it to be targeted and to go to people that have lost their businesses, or who haven't been able to find work, or who were negatively impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, or more accurately, the response to the coronavirus pandemic. But no, instead it's just sort of a very blanket stimulus. Of course, people are going to receive money. I mean, they're going to accept money if it's given to them, but it's also highly inflationary. It's one of the most inflationary things, more than quantitative easing, more than bailouts. Sending a bunch of money to every person in the U.S. that filed taxes actually creates a lot of inflation because they go and spend it. However, this is great. This is very smart of these people. If you had put your initial stimulus check into cryptocurrency, into Bitcoin, it would have turned into something like $10,000 by now, or maybe more like $12,000. Because of the increase in Bitcoin since then. And these stimmy checks that keep coming out, they do serve to continue to increase inflation, push up commodity prices, push up asset prices, push up cryptocurrency. So for those who are in the cryptocurrency space and have been investing, it is a positive. All right, moving on to the next story of the day. This is written by an individual by the name of Daniel Roberts, who spent a number of years working as a journalist in legacy news companies. And he's now been hired by Decrypt.co, which is one of the better cryptocurrency news sources. And he says Bitcoin is real. Bitcoin hasn't changed, but recently the narratives around it have. While skeptics still dismiss it, at this point, it's obvious it's not going away. And I thought we'd just work through this a bit because there's a bunch of really great info that he shares here, sort of from a global, like not global in terms of the world, but just global view, like overarching view, high view, 40,000 foot view of what's happened in narrative within the cryptocurrency space. So he does this by relating a little bit of a narrative of his own, of a story. He says that last week someone in his life, a friend, in a cautious tone, asked him about the new job that he took for Decrypt, which he took in March. And they knew that he'd been working in legacy media outlets prior to that. And so he says he had a feeling that he knew what the question was that was coming. But the person's question came out like this. It was, you didn't take that job because you like believe in that stuff, right? Like you see that it's ridiculous and you don't think it's real, right? And so he says, look, well, Bitcoin is certainly real. He says, I understand that what the person meant. You know, am I a true believer, a crypto crazy? Do I think Bitcoin is going to replace the US dollar? Do I pray at the Church of Crypto? No. And he says, no. And I didn't join a cryptocurrency news site in order to pump coins. He owns less than one Bitcoin, which he bought back in 2014 as a reporting tool. He says, I believe crypto journalists should own a little bit to play with because they need to test out the exchanges and products they write about. So going on, he says, I suspect any journalist who has covered crypto for a few years believes, at the very least, that the technology is interesting and potentially transformative. I still remember the thrill of playing with the 21 Bitcoin computer, a handheld mini rig. Really, it was just a souped up Raspberry Pi from Balaji Srinivasan's company 21, which he later rebranded Earn and sold to Coinbase. Crypto is cool, even for non-coders. He says, I've heard the same person say to me, when I hear the word crypto, my eyes glaze over. And that's perfectly fine. Bitcoin skeptics still abound, and I completely understand their skepticism. Bitcoin didn't exist, and then boom, it did. And 11 years isn't so long in the big scheme of things. You know, for a lot of people, it's hard to see how something created out of thin air by this pseudonymous person, Satoshi Nakamoto, in 2009, something that you can't physically touch, could be worth $60,000. And who's to say what the right price is for Bitcoin? He continues on, but I do believe something has changed in the last few years. Since the mania of late 2017, a larger number of people than ever at least acknowledge that Bitcoin is something that exists and will continue to exist. They might dismiss it. They might say it's boring or nerdy or stupid or avoid it as an investment. But it's clear that Bitcoin isn't about to vanish or collapse or disappear tomorrow. Sure, we all know the most famous negative sound bites. Nouriel Roubini has, the Keynesian economist, has repeatedly called Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon called Bitcoin a fraud, worse than tulip bulbs. Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett said Bitcoin investing is not really investing, quote. And his respected longtime business partner Charlie Munger has called Bitcoin rat poison and turds. Saudi Prince Al Walid bin Talal called Bitcoin another Enron in the making. But those sound bites were almost all from a few years ago, mostly in 2017. That was when the notorious ICO boom, which I talked about quite a bit, even in the last couple of days, occurred. When crypto startups made millions through initial coin offerings or of tokens, and in most cases served no purpose and had no product behind them. Apart from Roubini, none of those folks have repeated their sentiments at any time recently. So they've pretty much all just ceased. And it's like a cease and desist is what has happened. Except for Roubini, of course. Interestingly enough, he doesn't have Peter Schiff in this list, but he's not as notable as the others, obviously. But he would be another detractor who continues on to this point. Jamie Dimon even repeatedly walked back his comments, saying in 2018 he regretted calling Bitcoin a fraud, and saying in 2020 that it's just not my cup of tea, right? And then he said that, quote, very smart people are investing in it. His own bank just filed with the SEC to start offering a, quote, cryptocurrency exposure basket to clients. We covered that in the last couple days. His rival bank, Goldman Sachs, is relaunching its Bitcoin futures trading desk this month. And as for Prince Al-Walid's comparison to Enron, billionaire investor, Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban, earlier this month, in an interview with Decrypt, said pretty much the opposite. He said that if industries like healthcare and insurance start embracing blockchain and record keeping, there'd be no Enrons. You wouldn't have the level of fraud that you have now. And he's right, because of the immutability and the openness of the blockchain ledger. Cuban isn't the only celebrity business person who has suddenly gone gaga for crypto. There's Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton, Ja Rule. They've all made NFTs, blockchain-based tokens that represent digital collectibles. Musicians, including Kings of Leon, Grimes, Shawn Mendes, Aphex Twins, 3Lau, Deadmau5, they've all followed suit. You know, Daniel says perhaps that list makes crypto look more gimmicky than serious, but if you'd prefer serious Wall Street investors, take your pick of those hedge fund names. Bridgewater's Ray Dalio, Skybridge's Anthony Scaramucci, Paul Tudor Jones, Stan Druckenmiller, Bill Miller, and Kathy Wood of ARK Invest have all gone long on Bitcoin in the past year. Or what about the publicly traded tech companies that we see adding cryptocurrency, Bitcoin to their balance sheets? Square, Tesla, MicroStrategy, My2, and Acre ASA all are now holding. And if you've been following the Block Thrasher daily morning updates, you know all of this because we've talked about all this over the last few months. Repeatedly. The point is, it's no longer so easy for these detractors to say that Bitcoin is going to go away. It's not easy to say that all of these hedge fund managers and artists and banks and everyone that is advocating and jumping into the cryptocurrency space are wrong. It's much more difficult to dismiss Bitcoin out of hand. Of course, there are some who are. Sure, you hear Daniel continues, the author of this Decrypt article, says, sure, you hear some folks say that Elon Musk, Tesla, Jack Dorsey, Square, Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy were already crypto inclined and are hardly representative of the mindset of other CEOs. And some people still point to the crippling 65% price crash of February 2018 as reasoning for why they expect the same to happen again. Another crypto winter is possible, but the next time that happens, having now seen what happened after the first big crash, the price eventually rebounded to its previous 20,000 high, then tripled. The author thinks that more people will hold on and not panic sell. Boy, I absolutely agree with him. So basically, just to recap that concept, things were a little bit bleak in 2017 when the crash occurred, because there was a lot of FUD, and there were these people like those that were mentioned above, Rubini and Jamie Dimon and Peter Schiff and Berkshire Hathaway's Warren Buffett. And the list goes on. Who were saying these things and talking FUD, adding to the FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There was a lot of regulatory concern about what is the SEC going to do with these ICOs. So the market tanked. And a lot of people got burned. And a lot of people stepped away and said, not again, never again. I don't think I'm going to do that. But now you look at what happened and the picture is different. And this is the point that Daniel, the author here, Roberts, was making, was that when the next bull run cycle came in, and I don't even know if it's a bull run cycle, to be honest. It could just be a sea change toward mass adoption. We don't know. Only time will tell. But, in 2017, Bitcoin hit the all-time high of $20,000, and then it crashed down, and it went down as low as $3,000. But now it's recovered not just to the $20,000 mark, but 3 times that. And so now we have reason to believe that even if it crashes again another 50, 60%, that the next go around, the same will happen. However, I do believe that what we're probably actually going to see is, if we do have a crash, and the reason we might have a crash would be some very serious, significant regulatory concern, some government activity or something like that, that could cause a cycle. Cycles in markets, there's always cycles in markets, yes. But that's also partly due to the economic system, to the monetary system that we have. The boom and bust cycles have been created by the fiat aspect, by the fact that you have a central bank controlling the currency. Ever since the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913, we've had boom and bust cycles within the U.S. economy. And clearly, prices of assets rise and they fall. But the Austrian economists theorized that if you had sound money, these boom and bust cycles, if they did occur within the market, would be significantly less. And so these cycles potentially within Bitcoin and other the crypto space, aren't necessary. They may be caused by people coming in and out of the market, or they could be caused by the change in the dollar. The stimulus, for instance, could cause a boom as people rush in because they have some extra cash on hand. And then obviously if we see inflation hit, which we would not, if we see more inflation, a more significant inflation, a greater, higher level of inflation, and people are going to be in need, they're going to need the purchasing power of their crypto, they might have to sell. So it's interesting to think about. Anyway, enough on that. Moving on to the coin highlight of the day. There is this coin called OMI. O-M-I. It is listed on CoinMarketCap currently. It is 0.01089 cents. As of now, it is only available on BitMax and Bitforex. It was offered, a small amount was offered for sale in an initial coin offering type of thing on Bitforex. So what is it all about? Let's jump to the homepage. There's a wallet, Ecomi, E-C-O-M-I, which has launched this project called VV. It's V-E-V-E, or Veve. I'm not sure how they're going to pronounce it yet, but it is an app based on marketplace. It's an app-based marketplace for premium licensed digital collectibles. So we're talking NFTs, non-fungible tokens. With VV, users can obtain common, rare, or one-of-a-kind digital collectibles, customize and showcase them in virtual showrooms, as well as buy, sell, or trade collectibles with other VV users, all from the palm of their hand. So it kind of sounds like the OpenSea market for NFTs, or Bondly, just Bondly market doing the same thing. They provide a secure wallet But here's where it gets interesting. We jump over to if you want to check out just the wallet and the company behind this, you can go to ecomi.com, ecomi.com. But the project that we're talking about is veve.me. So veve.me. Welcome to the world of digital collectibles, they say. No matter your fandom, Vivi has you covered. Whether you have pop culture, you love gaming, sports, film, and TV, or anime and animation, Vivi offers digital collectibles from your favorite brands, including Batman, Adventure Time, Monster Hunter, NFL, DC Collectibles, Star Trek, Jurassic Park, Fast and Furious, Back to the Future, Ultraman, Superman, and so much more. Now, if they actually have licenses or they've worked with these companies, this could be huge. Collectors display their collectibles with pride, and with Vivi continue this in the digital realm. Create and customize virtual showrooms to showcase your digital collectibles and share this experience with other Vivi collectors around the world. Move through your virtual showroom on your phone, FPS first-person shooter game style, or bring your showrooms to life in augmented reality and physically walk through them, all on your phone or tablet. So that sounds kind of cool. So basically you set up a showroom and you place your NFT art that you've purchased. This could be big. Like, people are like, where's the value from NFT come, whatever. Well, NFTs in conjunction with licensed copyrighted art from companies like DC Comics, the movie, film industry, Fast and Furious they're talking about, Back to the Future, etc., from these studios that own the rights to this type of content. This could be big. You can purchase that. It's secured. It's limited. That art, that piece of art. Let's just break this down. You buy. There's one that they're dropping. It's Harley Quinn. You purchase it. It's the only one, right? And that's secured by that factor, secured by the blockchain. So you purchase this art, and then you can hang it up on the walls of your virtual, create a virtual showroom, and then people in the app can first-person style walk through it and see the art hanging on the walls. And then they use the Ami token. That's where that comes in. They use the Ami token to buy and sell. Now, something else that's interesting about this project is that they are using GoChain, which is completely compatible with Ethereum in every way. Developers use all the same tools with GoChain as they do with Ethereum, except for it's done with lower transaction fees and greater speed. And so all you have to do if you're using an Ethereum type wallet is go put in a custom RPC, custom chain, like you may have had to do if you've used Binance Smart Chain, and then you can buy and sell and interact. Send the Ami tokens to your MetaMask wallet, or the other way you can go about doing that is to download the Ecomi wallet. So anyway, this is a very interesting project that literally, it's going to be launching on Uniswap as well. So currently, it's available for purchase on BitMax and Bit4X. However, they've got a countdown ticker here on the ecomi.com website. In 4 days, 5 hours, and 50 minutes, and 18 seconds currently, the Ami token will be listing on Uniswap. So you'll have the ability to pick some up there if you want. This could be, I I've not been able to do enough research to like make a recommendation and say that anybody should go pick up this token. I haven't been able to look at who the team is yet, but sort of because I just became aware of it this morning as I was going through the news, and some stuff popped up about this token and that it was launching on Uniswap, and so I took a quick brief cursory look at it and I'm bringing it to you guys. But it is very, very early, and it looks really good at an initial glance. And so do your own research, dig a little bit deeper. You know, if you find some things out, let me know, and I'll bring that to everybody who listens to Block Thrasher. Anyway, check it out. Could be something really cool. All right, friends, thank you so much for your time. I hope that you all have a phenomenal day. I appreciate you taking some time to hang with me and to learn together and to see what's happening in the cryptocurrency space. I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye.